that point, it was just like the kind of the cloudburst. That
Right.
It was
Right.
pretty cool.
Where do you want me?
Right there. Or actually, I want to go over there. It would be easier for you. When you go over, it's a little bit easier just to go up to the table.
Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai, 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 yai lai, lai, lai. Lai 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 la lai 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 yai lai lai lai. One more time. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai lai.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
It's cold outside. It's kind of chilly in here. But when we come together and share the warmth of this place, when we lift our voices in song, letting our oxygen fill this space, and if you sit next to each other really closely too, you can feel the warmth. Not to mention that we have the heat blowing now, so hopefully it'll be, I think that everyone who was sitting in like the second and third rows from the back is like right in the heat zone. So if you need to be actually quite physically warmer and want to be under the heaters, you can go back there. But it's wonderful to gather tonight on this Shabbat as we lift our voices and our hearts in song and prayer, community and reflection. As we continue our service on page 121, I'd like to invite Beth Newberger to lead us in a blessing of the Shabbos candle.
You're welcome.
A very warm Shabbat Shalom from Sisterhood, and Shelley and Sharon helped with the onig this evening, so enjoy. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May their worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvah, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen.
Kiddush can be found on page 123. I invite you to please stand if you are able.
אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר לציית מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. חיים.
I'd like you to take a moment just to greet those around you. The warm Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
You want to go downstairs? You want to go out this side?
I'll take the stairs. I'm fine. Do you need help? No, I'm fine. Okay, fine. The railing is there because I stood up on your hind legs and said, railing. Railing. Good. Shabbat shalom.
I just saw Jonah's birthday's on New Year's. Oh
It
my
is.
God.
Yep.
Missed the
Oh, and Susan Cohn. I didn't realize that.
Look at this. 72nd anniversary.
Dear Lord.
I know.
You can take your seats as we continue on page 128. How good and pleasant it is when we come together. Hine ma tov.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Sing to Adonai a new song, Shir Adonai, page 131.
שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש. שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש. Sing unto God new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
This is one of those few times a year, a couple of times during the year, when I see all of these photos of my colleagues who are leading trips to Israel, usually in the beginning of the summer and during this winter break. And while I would love to be there right now with my colleagues, every week that we sing Lecha Dodi, it in a way just transports me back to Israel, to the holy city at Tzfat, imagining that the Sabbath bride is coming into our midst. So as I think about my colleagues who are celebrating Shabbat over there, we bring the Sabbath bride here on page 138.
Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שם וזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, וראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. lecha דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כמו אדוני עלייך נגלה. lecha דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Sabbath bride.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי עלה, lecha דודי כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Chatzi Kaddish is on page 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי הבא, וילמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכם וביומכם ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה ובזמן קריב במהרו אמן. יהי שמירה במבורך לעולם עולם מעל מאיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ידבר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, talal shmei de kudesha berichu leila min kol birchata veshirata tuz bechata v'nechemata tabiran le'alma v'meru amen. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'ora'o ma'ariv ha'avim.
A quick thought before we offer our prayer for the evening and God's creative power of creating day and night. So by the time I saw the plume, most of that fish-looking rocket stuff from the SpaceX rocket had gone away. So did anyone see that in the night sky today? No. Okay. Well, those of you, any of you see it? So those of you who saw it know what I'm talking about. So SpaceX launched a rocket today from Vandenberg, and it was going kind of across. And all these people on Facebook were saying, what is going on here? What is this UFO, this rocket or whatever? And it left the most amazing contrails behind it. It actually looked like a big fish. Take a look at the pictures tomorrow. But I didn't realize what was happening. I just looked up in the sky and saw just a mishmash of, I thought there were clouds or whatnot. I didn't find out what happened afterwards. So for those who saw this, you might be thinking, how amazing is it that we live in a world where a rocket could be launched into space and millions of people all over social media will take pictures of it and videos of it and connect people from Los Angeles. I saw one from Phoenix and all the way as it went across. I was actually thinking, what an amazing world that we live in which the sun and other parts of our environment can reflect and refract the light in such a way to make this object shine so brightly and so beautifully as it made its way across the night sky. So I urge you at some point later on to go and look at the photos or look at the video. It really is quite remarkable, but I think that what remained afterwards was even more beautiful. So as we keep these thoughts in our mind, let's share these words at the bottom of page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. At the top of page 151, we join together. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. וכל זאת וגם עלינו
Top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זיינו אנו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי ודע אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
The words of Hashkivenu, we invite God to envelop us in this Sukkot Shalom, this shelter of peace, providing protection, security, shelter, and love. We sing together the words of Hashkivenu on the back of the service handout.
Continue with the words of Vishamru, page 162. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledotam rit olam, beini u'bein bnei Yisrael oti le'olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledotam rit olam, ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledotam rit olam, u'bayom hashvi'i Shabbat, Shabbat vayim nafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledotam rit olam,
As we prepare to enter into the prayers of the Tefillah, I invite you to pray as if everything depended on God and act as if everything depended on you. Our time of prayer is spent both communally and individually. I invite you to stand if you are able as we join together in the first three blessings beginning on page 164. Afterwards, you can pray the words of our tradition through page 181, or simply turn inward and offer the prayers from the heart. Please be seated when your own personal prayer is complete.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid teilatecha Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid teilatecha Yalla lai 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please pray silently.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום 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 שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל 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 בכל עת ובכל שעה בכל עת ובכל שעה בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל המברך את עמו ישראל
Turn our thoughts and prayers to those of our friends and family who are in need of healing, body or mind or spirit. In just a moment, we will sing together Mishaberach Lerufuah, words of prayer for healing. You can find the words on page 371. Before we do, if you'd like to stand and get my attention and share the name or names of those for whom you're preparing Shabbat, invite you to do so now. those named and those whose names we hold in our hearts. Pray together.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all those in need. Amen.
I'm looking at my list of December birthdays and anniversaries. So while the list is long and the number of people who are here is smaller than the list, I do know that at least of those anniversaries and birthdays, many of them are considered to be milestones. So when we do get to that time when we're on the Bima and inviting those who have birthdays or anniversaries this month for the Aliyah, we do hope that you will come up so that I don't have to call you out by name, because I will. But when we're marching the Sefer Torah around the congregation, if you'd like to grab a talit, please feel free to. They are in the back. But we look forward to honoring you in just a few moments. Seder Kiryat HaTorah, our service for the reading of Torah, begins on page 362.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, ve'en kemaasecha, malchutcha malchut kol olamim, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. Av harachamim hetiva virtzoncha et Zion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, Uneron Mema Shemo Yachda, Adonai Hagdula, Hattiferet, Vehanetzach, Vehaod, Kol בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה, ועמית נעשה לכל ראש. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה העולם. דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על התורה, על העבודה ועל גמילות, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. שלושה דברים העולם הדברים על שלושה על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Please be seated. Tonight, Cantor Davidson will be chanting verses from Parashat Vayigash. You can follow along on the text and translation sheet that you should have received when you came in. And this really gets to the culmination of the Joseph narrative, where for the last few chapters of this sort of cat and mouse game that Joseph is playing with his brothers, remember, they come down to Egypt to procure food from the second most powerful man in Egypt. They don't realize that this person is Joseph, their brother, because he doesn't look like he used to anymore. He sends them back with food and then then they go back and forth, and he's about to send him back and plants a silver goblet in Benjamin's bag and is going to hold Benjamin hostage and do this really kind of vengeful stuff until he realizes and has this transformation from inside that says, this isn't how I want to be. This is not how I want to treat my brothers. And we see this moment where he recognizes the power of this moment to reveal himself to his brothers, and they are just completely astounded that this person that they threw into a pit many, many years ago, this person who dreamed of 11 stalks of wheat bowing down to him. This is a fulfillment of Joseph's dreams from several chapters ago. So for the honor of the Aliyah, we invite all those who are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries in this month of December. Ya'amdu la'aliyah la'torah. Howard Shelley, Laura Pogorowski, Greens. What else is out on my list?
Very nice. Okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai
ונתן לנו. אמן. אמן. ולא יכול יוסף להתאפק לכל הניצבים עליו ויקרא הוציאו כל איש מעלי ולא עמד איש איתו והתוודע יוסף אל אחיו ויתן את קולו בבכי וישמעו מצרים וישמע בית פרעה ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו אני יוסף העוד אבי חי ולא יכלו אחיו לענות אותו כי נבהלו מפניו ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו גשונה אלי ויגשו ויאמר אני יוסף אחיכם אשר מכרתם אותי מצרימה ועתה אל תעצבו ואל ייחר בעיניכם כי מכרתם אותי חינה כי למחיה שלחני אלוהים לפניכם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet echayei olam natan b'torenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Birthdays. These are just birthday, not anniversaries, right? Okay. Both December birthdays. Look at that.
Wow.
December 10th,
December 10th
December 20th.
and December 3rd. There you go. Do you have a 0 or a 5 after your birthday? No. You have a 0? Not this year. Well, eventually. And Gloria does? Yes.
80.
Gloria said to me, do you know how old I am? I said, yes, I do, because you told me that you are 80 years old this year.
I walk a mile every morning.
And what was 82? Yeah. And what was it that you said in the email to me? Do you remember something about walking? What did Ralph tell you about walking every day?
Oh, keep moving or they'll plant you.
Words of wisdom from the great Ralph Shack of blessed memory.
You bet.
So, in the three of you, in your birthdays this month, there's so much wisdom, there's so much life experience, there's so much life that has been lived and so much more life to live. We are so grateful for the ways that you individually and collectively bring life and light into our lives, into the synagogue, into your families, into our community. And for this we are very grateful, and I share this blessing for you. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless three of you on the occasion of your birthdays. As you have found nourishment through your lives up until the present time, may you continue to be protected and filled with life and happiness, and enjoy many more years of life and blessing. May all of your loved ones rejoice in you, and all of your wishes be fulfilled for good. And let us all say,
Amen.
have you step back a little bit? And then, happy birthday.
Happy birthdays
Anniversaries.
to you. Anniversaries. Come to your anniversaries.
So if my notes are correct, there's 80 years of marriage between the two of you. Is that right? There you go. 30, 30, and 50. See, I can do the math.
Wow.
See, Marla, you like that? I can do the math. 30 and 50, 80. You like that? Yeah, it's pretty good, huh?
It's good.
So,
Yeah, and they both end in 5 or 0.
exactly, yeah, exactly. You know, that's why we call them milestones. You know, I think I'm going to make a declaration. You know, milestones are going to end in 2s and 7s. How does that sound? But on this occasion, as you celebrate these milestone years of love and friendship, of being together through all that life offers, all of its highs, all of its lows, all of its days in between, we're very thankful to you for the gifts that you bring to us and to your families, children and grandchildren, and our entire community. This I offer you this blessing. Yishaberach Avotenu, Yishaberach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you who have come here today into this holy house to offer thanks for the kindness that God you have done for them throughout their lives. From the day they celebrated the union of their hearts up until the present day, 30 years, 50 years, since they entered into a covenant of love. God, as they have merited to celebrate today, so may they enjoy a length of days unto a ripe and full old age. May they enjoy blessing and success in all they undertake, together with all Israel, and let us all say,
Amen.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversaries to you.
What? You know what? Full and ripe old age is in the eyes of the beholder. provided the eyes still work, right?
No guarantee.
Exactly. Take each year, right? So, you guys can stay up here as we're going to put the Torah. You guys, yeah, stay up here as we put the Torah away. Okay. You all can stay up here. Yeah.
Stick around while we
Stick
put the
around.
Torah
We're
away.
gonna help us put the Torah away. Not yet.
Okay, you stick with me.
I invite you to please stand as I lift the Torah, and you can see these verses. On page 374, Yehalelu Shem Adonai, Kinis Gav Shemo Levado. Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted. Responsibly, joining together in the last two lines. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace.
Its highest teaching is love and kindness. What is hateful to you, do not do to any person.
That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization.
Honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all because it leads to them all.
Let us learn in
In
order
order to teach, let us learn in order to do. Eitz Chaimi lamachazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar dera'veha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashnuva Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu kekedem.
please be seated.
Happy anniversary.
Shabbat Shalom. Did you notice that today felt just a little bit longer than yesterday? Now, thanks to yesterday's winter solstice, from this point forward until June 21st, we will gain about an extra 5 minutes of daylight every week. It is nice to begin to lift this veil of darkness. Now, physical darkness outside has coincided with the narrative of Joseph, who was first thrown into a deep, dark pit, then later into a cold, dank dungeon. It wasn't until the middle of last week's portion that he emerges into the light. Now, while the holiday mood of December, with its seasonal cheer, joy, and abundance of lights, is intended to lift our spirits, for some, this veneer of joy makes the darkness even worse. Perhaps we are better served when instead of fighting it, we use this time of year to reflect on darkness that can be physical, spiritual, and even existential. Now, the reflective work doesn't have to be all negative. Now, while some experience pervasive darkness, we all have the ability to pierce that darkness. It's what I spoke about last week. When we pierce darkness, we bring forth a bit of light. Now, the last few days have been dark for me. I watched from a distance as a dear college friend succumbed to an 8-month battle with brain cancer. And when I learned of her diagnosis of a glioblastoma last March, the only thing I didn't know was if she'd live another 6 months or 12. I've seen too many die, often too young, from this form of brain cancer. Anne died on the darkest day of the year. It seems fitting that her candle burned out late yesterday afternoon, very close to sunset in Minneapolis. However, the tributes that have been posted on Facebook, the conversations I've had with our mutual friends, the extraordinary eulogy prepared by her 2 closest friends pierced that darkness for me, and I believe for all of those of us who knew her and loved her. As I reflect on darkness, I go back a couple months to October as I watched Santa Rosa burn. The destruction of Camp Newman, the loss of businesses that were part of my larger camp experience, and of course the horrific loss of life and property cast a dark shadow on that entire region. And just 2 months later, Ventura County and beyond continues to burn as more homes are lost and the smoke from more fires casts shadows on our scorched earth. Despite this darkness, my extraordinary colleagues have pierced this darkness by ministering to their communities with determination and grace. Rabbi Stephanie Kramer of Congregation Shomrei Torah in Santa Rosa especially was and remains a hero. And when I saw a recent Facebook post of her distributing donated Judaica, especially Chanukiot, to the members of her congregation who lost their homes, a bit more light pierced that darkness. Events in our world have cast a dark shadow. Natural disasters and those caused by human hands have been particularly difficult. Even though, according to a recent Pew report, Jews are, quote, the best liked religious group in America. Woohoo! Go Jews! Despite that, the spike in anti-Semitism this past year has been startling. Whether the bomb threats against JCCs earlier this year or the vandalism of Jewish cemeteries, and of course the violence in Charlottesville and our president's tepid response caused us to be concerned and frightened. Acts of terror, whether committed abroad by bomb blast or ramming cars, or domestic terror at home coming from the barrel of a gun, semi or fully automatic, have cast a pall of darkness on our nation. We may feel that our nation, our world, is going to hell in a handbasket. We worry about the rising gap between rich and poor, access to health care for our nation's poor and middle class. We worry about students affected by DACA, minority groups who continue to feel targeted and vulnerable. We worry about climate change, about the situation in the Middle East, Russia, North Korea. And through it all, we ask, where is God? When our world is shrouded in darkness, why isn't God around to pull back this veil? Well, guess what, friends? God is here and with us. It's too bad we just don't notice oftentimes. I heard a Catholic archbishop describe God's place in all of this earlier today. God comes in the midst of the mess that is around us, he said. God is in the mess that litters our earth. God is also helping to open those small holes in that dark fabric that covers so much of our lives right now. God allows us to pierce that darkness to allow some light in. It is very messy right now. I don't have to tell you that. It's messy in our nation, our community, our world. However, we might be able to deal with this mess more easily if we recognize that God is next to us with mop and pail in that outstretched arm, helping us to clean up this mess. It's dark outside. It's dark inside too. Many are mired in spiritual darkness. Some deal with pervasive sadness because of what is happening in our community or what's transpiring in our lives. The death of a loved one, troubles at work or home, an inability to move forward and to see our experiences differently keeps us in darkness. However, we're not alone. Hopefully, the presence of family, friends, a social network help to ease the pain of this malaise. Hopefully, one's faith in God allows one to feel and experience God's presence in this mess. And God willing, we emerge a bit out from under it. The hero of our Torah portion, Joseph, undergoes a remarkable transformation. When he was languishing in jail, he maintained his faith. God didn't speak to him as God spoke to his father Jacob, but Joseph needed to feel that presence.
Rabbi Jonathan Sachs suggests that Joseph was the first to understand the concept of reframing, that is, seeing the negative events of his life in a new way, thereby liberating himself from depression and learned helplessness. And at that powerful moment, when Joseph revealed his true identity to his dumbfounded brothers, he tells them that God sent him down to Egypt to endure the great suffering, indignity, and injustice of the previous years, that God sent him down in order to save lives. Really, in order to be there for his brothers now when they needed him. It was not you who sent me here, Joseph tells his brothers. It was God. What will it require of us to pierce the darkness in the days, weeks, and months ahead? Things may not get dramatically better for a while. However, must we resign ourselves to be miserable? Or better yet, can we be that star, as I mentioned last week, that star that will pierce the darkness? Will we allow God to be with us in this mess, helping to open holes in the fabric, allowing light to shine through? Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav, an influential teacher in the mid to late 19th century, taught his disciples to worship God with joy. Be happy, he told them, not sad. Nachman would commune with God and pour out his heart to God every single day. Rabbi Nachman was also known to suffer greatly from what we would call today acute clinical depression. Despite the fabric of depression that covered him, he still found ways to pierce holes and find moments of joy and celebration. Now, I don't know what the future holds for any one of us. However, I am prepared to work and reframe what I can control. It may not be much, but at least it's something. Rabbi Sachs suggests that Joseph's life shows that we can defeat tragedy by our ability to see our life not just as a sequence of unfair events inflicted on us by others, but also as a series of divinely intended moves, each of which brings us closer to a situation in which we can do what God wants us to do. In which we can do what God wants us to do. Discover for yourself what God wants you to do. Discover ways to pierce the darkness. Discover ways to shape events rather than be held hostage by them. Open your eyes and behold the presence of God who stands in the midst of this mess that is all around us. Find moments of joy. Celebrate, appreciate, and gravitate toward the good. Recognize the good and name it. Express gratitude and devote yourself to being a bearer of light. My dear friend Anne is no longer with us. That is the darkness that I feel acutely tonight. However, her spirit, her determination to fill our world with justice, her acts of loving kindness, her smile, and her love for so many pierce holes in the darkness, letting in just a bit of light. Tomorrow will bring more light than today, and the day after, a bit more than the day before. May our ruminations on darkness lead to discoveries of light and promise that we, our community, and our world so desperately need. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Jessica Feldman. It is my pleasure to be here this evening representing the Board of Directors. Many thanks to Sisterhood and Babette Newberger for hosting our Oneg Shabbat tonight. Please remember to visit the Sisterhood gift shop tonight following services. We have a lot of great activities coming up and we hope to see you at many of them. Tomorrow, please join us at 10 a.m. for Torah on the Trails as we walk the Lyndon H. Chandler Preserve. We will meet together at the preserve. Please refer to tonight's handout for exact location and directions. Please join us also for our first Lunch and Learn Taos lecture on Wednesday, January 3rd. That's not an evening thing. Rabbi Firestone will be speaking about anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Lunch will begin at 11:45, followed by the lecture. Tickets are $25 paid in advance or $30 at the door, which includes lunch, lecture, and dessert. Please RSVP to Shoni in the TBE Finance Office. And finally, make your reservations now for the Songs in the Salon concert with cantors Elon Davidson, Sarah Haas, Lizzie Weiss, and Rachel Goldman. The concert is Saturday evening, January 6th, hosted at the home of Randy and Bruce Ross. Please join us for an elegant evening of pop to Broadway music. Reservations and payments can be made through Shoni in the finance office. Shabbat Shalom.
Also, just a reminder, please don't forget to be here next Shabbat at 6:30 p.m.
Should have been on there.
I know.
Yeah.
Next Shabbat at 6:30 p.m. when we will have our first Shabbat Kolenu of this year, featuring the exquisite music of our very own Bob Remstein. So really beautiful, beautiful music. We have a professional quartet that will be participating as well, and even we think a couple of my cantorial colleagues might be popping in just for some fun that night.
Okay.
So please come and join us. Tell all your friends. It's really going to be an absolutely beautiful Shabbat experience.
Just let me add, I mean, we all know of Bob's extraordinary talent in terms of being our accompanist and playing the piano. What we probably don't know is his extraordinary skill as a composer. So we thank you, Bob, for sharing those talents with us and our community next Friday night. So 6:30, early service, so please be here on time because you don't want to miss a thing.
There's stuff that goes all the way back to 2002.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
It's like when I was in high school. Our concluding prayers begin on page 586 with Aleinu. Please stand if you're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. A terrible truth discovery earlier this week. It's time for me to get progressive lenses. Page 593. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. If you are observing the recent death of a loved one, or you are in the period of Shaloshim, the first 30 days of remembrance, or are observing a yahrzeit, When I recite that person's name, please stand and remain standing until all the names have been shared. Then together we will join in reciting Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Lost to our community this week was Brenda Magid, mother of Paul and Brenda, grandmother of Josh and Aaron. We also remember my dear friend Ann Kaner Roth. We continue to observe Shaloshim, the first 30 days of remembrance, for Flory Ornstein, Ruth Commandy, Paul Eagle, and Marcia Kowalski. And we remember those who died at this season in years past, whose George Sighton fell this week, and whom we remember by name this Shabbat. Harry Morton Ash, Joseph Ben Ezra, Belle Bush, Bonnie Byer, Pearl Clemens, Gary Cavelli, Lenore Davis, David Dwoskin, Rose Fink, Charles Goldman, Joe Hayes, Billy Hoberman, Michael Jacobs, Joseph Kasich, Beverly Resnick, Abraham Richards, Lauren Rosenberg, Sylvia Rosenberg, Zona Rubin, Bernard Sampson, Philip Schwartz, Sadie Siegel, Saul Sokolsky, Sidney Spiegel, Emily Stolbarg, Dina Tufeld, William Max Waterman, Miriam Weinstein, Frida Zimmerman. If you're remembering someone this Shabbat and I neglected to share the name, please stand and share the name aloud. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Page 598, let's all stand if you're able. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudeshav v'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shabbat shalom.
We'll bring the challah to the middle for those in the middle.
Shabbat shalom.
All right, folks, gather in the middle. Everyone touch the challah or touch someone who's touching the challah. We're all connected, literally, spiritually, symbolically, because those who are touching get to actually eat some of it. Together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Hold this and pass it around?
Oh, you did just fine.
You want to hold it and pass it around? Great, thank you.